Sorry for the weird framing in this video. I am on the bed. It's the only place with good lighting right now. My head is probably going to be cut off, but that's fine. Hi everyone, I'm Bridget. I'm a language learner and right now I'm focusing on Spanish. I happen to be in Madrid and I just got back to our place. The weather outside is so bad. It is so cold and windy and rainy and we don't have an umbrella. Our umbrella broke at home and we haven't bought a new one yet. I don't know why. We came across another bakery. Oh my god. So I got another slice of carrot cake and I learned how to say slice.
¿Cómo se dice slice en español? Si quiero pedir esto.
Puede ser porción, puede ser un trozo.
¿Trozo?
Mejor porción, una porción de tarta.
Una porción de tarta. Okay.
The other day I went into a store looking for flashcards because there's so much vocabulary that I'm trying to learn and don't really have a way to study. But all that store had were these little notebooks. So I got them. And now I'm realizing that this was the best purchase ever. Much better than flashcards because I can stick this in my bag. Both sides are hard enough that it's not going to get messed up in my bag. And it's also much neater. It's not a bunch of loose flashcards. So this was an amazing purchase and I used it today at a free museum we went to. We're in a museum and I'm bringing around this little notebook and writing down any word in Spanish that I don't understand. And then when I go home, I'll add the English translation on the other side and then I have something to study. So then I'll never not know those words again. So far I have a bunch of words in here and I'm going to share them with you. The words and phrases that I have right now come from one Spanish video that I watched on YouTube yesterday and the rest are from the museum today. And one or two of them come from a hair salon. My boyfriend needed a haircut and I got to go in and be the translator because he doesn't speak Spanish and so I did all the talking and it was amazing. I felt incredible after. So here's the vocab that I've written down and I have some translations for some of them, but for the others I'm going to put it into Context Reverso, which if you're not familiar, it's a website that you search a word or expression and it'll come up with actual sentences pulled from the internet so you can see some context of that word or expression being used, and so that's really handy. Lugar con solera. Place with tradition. I heard this phrase from a video where a guy was talking about places in Madrid, old places that are disappearing, places with tradition. Ir con prisa, la gente va con prisa. This means to be in a hurry. If you have prisa, it means you're in a hurry. I've heard this before, but I forget it all the time, that's how you say to go somewhere in a hurry. Ir con prisa, you have prisa. This was a woman talking about the people in the metro. Everyone's hurrying to different places. The same woman was also talking about el agobio, which I've heard as estar agobiada, estar agobiado, which means to be overwhelmed. So el agobio, the noun, is sort of like pressure, the overwhelmingness, a burden. And so when you're agobiada, agobiado, you are feeling it, you're overwhelmed. Lujo. The sentence that I heard it in was talking about hotels de lujo. Lujo means luxury, so hotel de lujo means a luxury hotel. So I'm going to whip that out anytime anyone's like, what do you want in life? Me? Bueno, yo quiero una vida de lujo. Y tal. Y tal, I heard in a bunch of different interviews, and it means and such. So you list some things, and then you say y tal, like and so on, and more of that. Something, something, and such, right? El alcalde. This means the mayor of a place. And this actually came in handy today when I was reading all of the historical information at this museum. There was different talk about the alcalde, and I happen to know what that meant because of this. Enfatizar, enfatizar. It sort of sounds like the translation, which is to emphasize. Enfatizar. Una medida, or medir. Yo mido, tú mides. Una medida is a measurement. Medir is the verb to measure. And you would conjugate it by yo mido, tú mides. Yo medí algo. Now come the words that I wrote down at the museum. So I don't have the translations handy. I'm going to type those ones into Context Reverso. The first one, a partir de. A partir de. Side note, I am so bad at pronunciation when it comes to R and D together. The word green, verde. I can't hit the R and the D right. So a partir de sort of has those two sounds together. A partir de. So it might sound weird. Let's see. A partir de. A partir de quiere decir from. From or as of. Like as a starting point. Un núcleo amurallado. What the heck? Okay, I don't know why I wrote this down because the translation is a walled nucleus. But maybe like the old city of Madrid was un núcleo amurallado, a walled nucleus. At least I know the word for nucleus. Amurallado means walled. Amurallado. What is the base there? Is it amurar, like to armor? Amurar. That's not a word. Amurallar. To wall. So the verb is amurallar. So amurallar is the verb meaning to wall or fortify.
Amurallar.
Amurallar. Paulatinamente. Gradually. Oh. It's probably really like a scholarly word because I've never heard this before. El reinado. I think I already know what this means. It means the reign. El reinado de Carlos II. The reign. Crecimiento. Crecimiento también yo creo que yo sé qué quiere decir crecimiento. Crecimiento es growth. Porque crecer es el verbo ampliada ligeramente. Slightly increased. So ligeramente means slightly, and it's an adverb. I don't know what form ampliada is in. See, this says ampliado. I think I made a mistake writing it down. I think it's ampliado ligeramente. So you need he ampliado ligeramente, have slightly increased, has been slightly increased. This is what I probably should have written. Ha ampliado ligeramente. Destaca en este periodo. Destaca. Destaca comes from destacar, which means to stand out. I've never heard of this before. Destaca is present tense it. Destaca en este periodo comes from destacar. So to stand out in this period. What stands out in this period? Lo que destaca en este periodo. Muy interesante. El entorno. Environment or surroundings. Environments. Desarrollo. Quiere decir, I know this word, like building up or something, this, development. I knew that word. Desarrollo is development. El desarrollo de, the development of. So the noun is el desarrollo. The verb is desarrollar. So I wrote down, and left out the D for some reason, tardaría décadas. Then at the top I wrote what I thought the verb would be. I believe this means would take decades because as you see there's the infinitive, tardar, and then ia at the end, would take. It's the conditional. Alcanzar al caserio. Caserio is a hamlet. Alcanzar is to reach. Alcanzar al caserio. To reach the hamlet. Destacar. To stand out. And I just wrote that down and immediately forgot it. I'm gonna rip that out. How foolish of me. A lo largo de. This means along or throughout. La escala. So escalar means to climb. So la escala means like the climb, the scaling. Compuesta por means like made up of or comprised of. I already wrote that one down because the translation was right next to it. Con el apoyo. I already know this one means with the support, but I thought I would write it down again. Con el apoyo. With the support. Con el apoyo de mi familia, yo estudio español. Un boulevard ancho, which means a wide boulevard. I already know that one as well. El abanico, this is very important to know. This is the hand fan, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
El abanico.
The hand fan, like when you're hot. Last but not least, la cera. I learned this word at the hair salon because the stylist kept mentioning la cera that she was going to put in my boyfriend's hair. Wax. This seems really important for candles. The wax. Me quemé en la cera. I burned myself on the wax. So those are all the words I've recorded in 24 hours, less than 24 hours actually. I'm really excited about this method. It feels so cool to walk around looking like a spy, just like writing something in a notebook and everyone's like, what is it that she's recording here? It looks like I'm taking notes on something. I think it's going to be a really useful method because whenever I'm bored, I just whip it out of my bag and start testing myself and whatnot. Thanks for watching. I hope you had fun learning words with me. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.